Plea.
Plea for the fifth.
For the fifth.
I'm Joe of On Pink.
And I'm Jack Lynch of Jack Lynch.
Yeah, Danny and Tom, the drummer and the bass player, could not be here today because they are sick. No one has COVID, thankfully, but Tom just got the second dose of the vaccine and is feeling under the weather, and Danny's just not really feeling up to hitting things very hard and screaming very hard. So, yeah.
So here we are.
They can't be with us today. On Pink was the product of a Staten Island music school gone wrong. And yeah, the three of us met. We were playing Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath covers when we were like 12. And that eventually evolved into something a lot weirder that is still going like 8 years later. They are not in On Pink.
I'm not in On Pink.
Yeah. It was probably the same for any band. We were just trying to practice, write as much as possible. Touring is never something that's on our horizon, but like, if it's offered to us, we're definitely more than happy to hop on it. But yeah, mostly stuff like that. We definitely had some shows lined up before the pandemic that had to get canceled and stuff like that. But yeah, mostly just playing with each other was the biggest loss instead of like shows, music, merch, or anything like that. Yeah, we didn't really adapt well. We've only played music together about 3 or 4 times since the pandemic has started. But, one of those times was like 2 weeks straight, so I'm kind of lying. But yeah, we had a pretty mega session in New Paltz at our friend Christian's studio, the Hum House, which was like 2 weeks long. We were kind of, in and out of there. It was kind of nice to have a space to ourselves for like 2 weeks because, if we want to play music 1 minute, we were able to, but if we wanted to take 4 hours off of playing music and just hang out, we were also able to, which was nice because we hadn't seen each other in a couple months prior to that session. But yeah, most of the stuff that we have in the works will be coming out from that session. Still have yet to organize it. It's like 5 hours of music.
For me personally, I'd say there was a good couple months that my music had a much more isolationist sort of set of themes to it because I was alone in my bedroom for 4 months. That was like similar deal of like not being able to play with people, particularly shows made the music I was composing alone at home take like a different flavor to it.
Yeah, Jack was actually one of the first live stream performances I watched during the pandemic. So that I was like, this is the future.
I was on that day one.
Yeah, like literally day one. I forget the name of the account, but they were doing shows every day. For me, I primarily play guitar in On Pink. I don't really play guitar that much these days outside of On Pink. And around the same time, I was getting into recording and mixing and stuff like that. So, this past year or two has just been me kind of honing in on that instead of just practicing with On Pink every day like we usually do. So it's given me, a nice amount of time to kind of focus on that, but I'm ready to do both now. On Pink heavily. We're very privileged to not be living off of On Pink at all. So, none of us are paying our rent with the band or anything. It's kind of a project for us specifically, which is really liberating, but, we're also very privileged to have that. But at the same time, we have put a lot of our band money into mixing and mastering our stuff. So we're kind of just watching the numbers fall and not watching them go back up. But yeah.
The most I ever made playing a show was $20 at the Glove in Brooklyn. So I'm all right. I'm good. I got a day job.
Cherish the time that you spend with the people around you because you don't know when it's just gonna stop completely, and you have no choice but to let it stop. But also just keep in touch with the people you love and want to see every day because it's important. All that communication.
I second that. Nothing better to follow with. Back in February, I hit up Joe about recording some albums for me, and I went over to him. We recorded 25 songs in 11 hours. And then Joe sent me a bunch of those, or sent me all of them, and I listened to them, picked out 11 that I liked to make 2 different albums out of. So I got 2 albums that Joe's producing, on the way.
Yeah, and I have 2 albums sitting on my hard drive right now that I gotta get to, but we're gonna be working on that tomorrow night actually. Yeah, for On Pink, we got some stuff coming very soon, some stuff coming not as soon, and maybe a collaboration coming somewhere in between that, maybe after that. You know, these are all very tentative dates, but there's a lot of projects from On Pink to watch out for, and hopefully some new merch too. Well, you can continue to buy the merch that we already have. That would be fantastic, so we can continue to be putting out music and stuff like that. If you're involved with booking shows at all, you know, getting in touch with us is great. Like I said, we're not really constantly looking for shows to play, but when we're hit up to play shows, we, of course, love playing them. Yeah, so yeah, merch, shows, you know, if you have any art, we love art. So anything to do with us, we would, you know, be interested in working with you.
I got On Pink is on top of my list. And then related, Lip Critic. If you're not listening to Lip Critic, you're asleep. Got to be listening to Lip Critic. Those are like the 2 really big ones for me.
Yeah, for me, Jack Lynch. They got some stuff out that's great, and they have some stuff coming that's really great. Lip Critic, if you're not listening to Lip Critic, you're asleep. I just worked on some of their new music that's came out and is coming out. Yeah, I mean, I could name a ton of other bands. New Paltz Band, Long Island Band, Nazca Plate, fantastic band. A lot of crazy bands are coming out of Long Island right now. Nazca Plate, Shiverboard are amazing. Cronies, August Spies. Who am I missing?
Faith.
Faith. Yeah, Staten Island bands.
Check out Label of Goods.
Yeah, Label of Goods. Everything on
Label
Label of Goods. Everything on Label of Goods is good.
That's what they do.
Yeah, Houndsteeth, this band from Boston. Yoshi T, great one. Elijah Judah. Goon. I don't know. I could sit here and name bands all day.
Seneca is a finale.
Yeah, you want to talk about the last show we played? Because I was with Jack.
It was a good day.
Yeah, that was the logical conclusion of music, as Jack likes to describe it.
Or of New Paltz, whatever.
Or of New Paltz, yeah, both, same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was actually On Pink, Jack Lynch, Seneca,
Nazca Plate,
Dog Date.
It was supposed to be Dog Date.
Really Dead Corpses. I'm missing one.
That might have been everyone. But shout out Stupid Computer Bitch.
Yeah, Stupid Computer Bitch, another great band. But yeah, that was just like, it was like the day before we all found out that like the world was closing down. And, you know, we were all very skeptical of going to this show. And it was kind of like the last hurrah of everything, because we knew we weren't going to be leaving our house for months after that. It actually ended up getting shut down just as On Pink started playing. So
On Pink got 2 songs in.
Yeah, we got 2 songs in, but if you want to hear them, it's on our SoundCloud. Yeah, that set, that whole 10 minutes of music is on our SoundCloud.
And then there's like another 10 minutes of the police shutting down the show. And everybody, all this audio of everybody saying farewell because they know they're not going to see each other for like a long time.
It's kind of like a really sad recording.
Yeah,
a lot of that album was kind of meticulously written, besides the last song and 2 kind of interludes, but the last song was completely improvised. I would love to be in my head when we were recording that, because I don't really know what I was thinking conceptually when it was like 3 meticulously written songs and an improv, but it worked out. But at this point in time, improvisation is definitely like the forefront of On Pink and how we write our music. All the stuff that will be coming out and stuff like that, chances are was written, you know, from the start of one riff and us kind of jamming on it for a while. I mentioned earlier us doing like a kind of a mega session in New Paltz, and we ended up with 5 hours of kind of like some songs we've written, some songs we wrote on the spot, and a lot of like improvised music too, and some collaboration stuff that was improvised as well. So yeah, I definitely see that being like the route that we will move on to in the future. It's just like, I don't see improvisation leaving the blood of On Pink at this point. I mean, you could check us out anywhere. You could stream music. the best place that you would be able to check us out is Bandcamp, because that's the best way you could support us. If you wanted to, buy something, download something, you could even name your price for free, but that's where you can find all our merch and stuff. And yeah, I'm assuming you're probably going to say Bandcamp as well.
All my stuff is on jacklynch.bandcamp.com. I sell tapes. All my music is free otherwise.